Good morning, YouTube. It is December 26th, day after Christmas. I did not film anything yesterday just because it was Christmas and I kind of wanted just to be in the moment with my family and enjoy the day, and it was a great day. We had a really good Christmas. I was very excited. So today I just kind of want to show you day in the life of a person with type 2 diabetes and what I've been doing, the motivation that I've had to restart my journey to wellness, and show you what it is that I'm going to eat today. Now, because it is, I'm on vacation this week, so I'm on a bit of a holiday, so I'm probably going to be eating more bad food than I should, but I am also going to be doing a lot of exercising, portion control, and I'm just going to show you what I do for that. Now, yesterday, portion control and good eating went out the window. I ate everything under the sun. However, because I did exercise yesterday, that really kind of combated for me, and I took my medications for all of my issues. So that really helped my resting blood sugar. So I'm going to show you what we are going to eat this morning. I'm very excited. Hang on one second. Breakfast casserole. Okay, so it's leftovers from yesterday. It's actually really delicious. It is a layer of the crescent roll on the bottom, and then there's turkey sausage, because I thought I'd try to at least keep it somewhat healthy. And then it's an egg mixture of like eggs, salt and pepper, a little bit of milk, and then on top of that you just put cheddar cheese. Now, typically this isn't something I would eat on a regular basis, but since it is a holiday week and I'm on vacation, Robert and I are gonna like just heat this up and have some breakfast. Rob went downstairs to get sodas, again, something I wouldn't normally drink, but it's a holiday and he is getting me a Diet Dr. Pepper, so even though it's full of chemicals and nastiness, I still want it because I'm only human. Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Sorry, I did start shooting stuff earlier today, but we've had quite the busy morning. Sorry, I just realized I had washed my hands and I didn't put my wedding rings back on. Sorry, I'm gonna do that right now. So we've had a really busy morning. We woke up, we had breakfast, we went to a basketball game, and then we went for a walk, and then we came back, and then we laid down. I just took the dog out. My husband had a doctor's appointment, so I'm rocking some second day curls, so I'm really proud of myself that I'm learning how to work a curling iron, since my natural curls are kind of dead now, but that's another video for another time. What I wanted to talk to you all about today was motivation. And as a lot of you may or may not know, I've been dealing with being a type 2 diabetic for about 4 years now. And one of the things that I've been really trying to do is to exercise more, drop the weight, because I really wanted to get off of my medications and I really wanted to lower my A1C level. Well, a lot's happened. My last doctor's appointment, things did not go well. My A1C is at an all-time high. It was at an 8. And those of you that have type 2 diabetes know that that's not good. So I had that appointment September. It was in September, and then things just kind of ballooned out of proportion from there. Like, a lot of stuff happened this like tail end of the year. But anyway, one of the things that did start happening in November was I started to develop diabetic neuropathy in my feet. So what is diabetic neuropathy? Well, what it actually is that it's a condition that does cause nerve damage. And so what it is that it's from it's like years of untreated, or I don't know if it's like untreated. Sorry, I have notes written down here. I'm trying to see what it is. Okay, so it's what it is that it's nerve damage that can occur as a result of high blood sugar if you have diabetes. So what is happening to me is that I am constantly and consistently having very high blood sugar numbers. I had gone through a phase, I won't, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I feel like this past year up until November, and today's December 26th. So Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Joyous Kwanzaa, Festivus for the rest of us. I didn't start regularly taking my resting blood sugars or blood sugars in general until the tail end of November, probably like maybe the week before Thanksgiving is when I started doing it pretty regularly. So this is what happened. Like I said, I had that doctor's appointment in September. I had to discontinue seeing my doctor because their practice went to membership only. So they became like a like a boutique doctor's office. Like you could only be seen by the doctors if you were a member of their practice, primarily. I don't know if that's the word I want to use, but anyway, you had to like pay a certain amount of money per year in order to continue to be seen by them and treated by them. And I'm like, no, I don't have that kind of money. Like it was a ridiculous sum. Like I think it was like $3,000 a year. And I was like, my deductible is almost $3,000, so I gotta find a new doctor. So that's what happened with that. So that was troublesome. So then in November, a lot of stuff went down. We lost two really dear friends of ours. I had a situation happen at work, and that caused immense troubles in my daily life. And my husband and I just we're not like on the same page with a lot of things, but we're working it out like we always do, because that's how we roll. We're the Millers, that's how we do it. So one of the things that started happening like in between all of that, around like probably like the second week of November, I started getting horrible pins and needles in my feet. It felt like I was walking on glass. I was having really bad, I have this really, I still have trouble with it. I have this one really bad part of my foot that I keep losing feeling in. It'll like come and it'll go. You can definitely tell when my blood sugars are really good, it's not as bad, but like when I'm being really bad about my eating, it gets really bad. So that's what happened. I started getting diabetic neuropathy in my feet. And for like the first 2 days that I had it, I was just miserable. I was absolutely miserable. And I'm like, well, what can I do to combat this? And of course, reading what I could do, it was like very general stuff, stuff that you would normally do, like a self-care situation. It said, soak your feet every night, massage your feet, make sure that your feet are well taken care of, like, lotion your feet every night and wear socks. Watch what you eat was a big one. The top two things that they said about taking care of diabetic neuropathy was to stop, like lower your sugar levels, like lower your intake of sugar, increase your intake of fiber and green vegetables. And I'll get into that in a minute. I'll get into that part in a minute because I do have something else to say about that. And they said to definitely increase your activity level, like definitely start working out. So the week before Thanksgiving, this is what happened. I went to the gym Monday through Friday. I took my resting blood sugars every single morning, and they were atrocious. I woke up one morning, I believe it was the first day, it was 191. I was like, oh crap. Oh, and this is the one thing that I wasn't doing. I wasn't taking my metformin regularly. That was the other thing I wasn't doing. I was pretty good about taking it in the morning. Like, I'm supposed to take it twice a day, but I would always miss the second dose. Just because I'll get into that too. But this is what I started to do. So I started to regularly take my resting blood sugar every single day. I was religious about taking my medicines, and I went to the gym pretty regularly. I was going, like, I make it now practice to work out at least 4 days a week, at least. If I can get in 5, great. It doesn't always happen that way just because of scheduling and like what my son has going on in his life. And BT Dubs, that's why I have the door open, because he's on the computer in the living room. I just want to keep an ear out for him. So that's what I started doing. And I realized that one of the things that is constantly keeping me motivated to continue to do that is because I don't want to be in pain. Because I can tell you, having the neuropathy is awful. It's so painful because you can't even walk. Like, I will say, the first thing that I started doing was because I'm really fortunate and really blessed. Like, in our condo complex, we have this really lovely gym facility that I didn't really use all that much. And I was like, you know what? And I would always say, I will say this, I was constantly making excuses for myself as to a way not to work out. Because Mondays and Thursdays, I don't have to be to work until 10 o'clock. I have to put my son on the bus, and then I have basically an hour to myself. So within that hour, I choose to go to the gym. So I'm making a choice, a conscious choice to go to the gym. And on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, I get out of work fairly early, and I don't even have to be home until 5. So I have another hour to myself. So 4 days a week, I can do that. That's going to start to change in a couple of weeks because I won't have Wednesday afternoons to myself anymore. So I'm going to have to make up for it on the back end of the week, like maybe doing something on Friday night or Saturday. However, I now know that that's what I have to do in order to combat this horrible, horrible thing in my feet. Because if I can't work out, then I know it's just going to get worse. I mean, I will say this. The days that I don't work out, I don't necessarily get symptoms. I really don't. But I don't want to get to that point where I'm not working out consistently where the symptoms come back. Now, I will say this, like right now, I don't have any symptoms, but, you know, come nighttime, I might have a little bit. Like, I might. But it also depends on a lot of factors for that day. My stress level, number one. Did I eat a proper diet that day? Did I get enough fiber? Did I drink enough water? Like, all of those are factors. I'm not saying, like, I will say I get the tingling feeling, but I will say I don't get the pain when I walk. Like, I'll get a little bit of tingling, but because I know that I have it, there's a possibility that I'm always going to have symptoms. But the working out and the eating well and paying attention to what it is that I put in my body are really contributing factors to how I feel after. So, the foods that I do eat. Okay, total honesty right now, because it is Christmas week, my diet has been awful. I mean, awful. So Christmas Eve, my son and I made cookies. I had about 8 cookies. So I ate those. Christmas Day, oh, and we had hot chocolate that night, which I made from scratch. It was delicious. And then Christmas morning, we made cinnamon rolls. So I had, actually, I didn't eat the whole cinnamon roll. I had half of one just because I couldn't eat it all. And I made an egg casserole, and that was really good. So no fruits or vegetables there. And then we went and had Chinese food with family that night, just because typically we'll go to my mom's house and have a big to-do, but they were up in town because my stepdad's going through some stuff physically that he has to be in our neck of the woods for, to have treatment for. So we all met at a restaurant and we had dinner, and it was really good. That was really good. And then we had pie, and then we came home, and then when we came home,
This is so bad, you guys. Like, I'm telling you about it now, and I feel absolutely wretched for eating all of this because I'm going through my mind, like, how bad it is. But, like, in the moment, I didn't think it was bad. So when we came home, my son and I wanted another treat. So I made us ice cream sandwiches out of the cookies we made. It's so bad. And then today, I woke up and I took my resting blood sugar. It was only actually at 113, which is really good for the amount of crap I ate yesterday. So praise be to God for that. But even yesterday, on Christmas Day, we actually went for, I think one of the reasons why it was so low is that I told my husband, I was like, we have to work out in some way today, just because I can't, like with all the food that we're eating, I can't not like do something physical. I have to do a physical activity. So we went for a walk in the woods. We walked for about 2.5 miles, so that was really good. And today we woke up, we had leftover egg casserole, so we had that for breakfast. I actually had fruit today. I had some pineapple, which typically is really high. It's not like a low glycemic index fruit, which I shouldn't be eating, but because it's the holidays, I decided to splurge and have a little bit of pineapple. So I ate some pineapple, and then we went to a basketball game, and then we had pizza at the basketball game, and then we went to Freddy's and got shakes, and that was probably bad, but I got a small, so that was okay. And then we're going out to dinner with family tonight because it's trivia night, kids. It's trivia night. My uncle is in town. I'm super stoked. We're going to go have trivia. I'm very excited about that. However, at the end of the night, when I come home, I have to make sure I take my metformin. I drink a ton. I've got to drink a ton of water today. Like, water has not been my, like, I've been having an issue not drinking enough water in the last couple of days, but I've been doing really well today. I had water. I think I left it in the other room. And so that's where we're going with that. I did want to make a comment on the whole dietary situation. One of the things that is really good for you when you're combating all of the things that you need to do when you're trying to, number one, get your weight down. Because if you have diabetes and you're overweight, that's one of the things that they really say. Oh, and the neuropathy, I noticed, I failed to mention that. Get your weight down as much as possible, because that is going to actually help you disperse the symptoms. And also with your diabetes, like if you can get your weight down with the diabetes, that'll actually help. I don't want to necessarily say it's going to reverse it, but it will make the symptoms less than they are now. And you're always going to have to be careful, because I think one of the things that has made me so angry about this is that, like, this is all my responsibility. This really is all my responsibility. Like, if I, you learn so much about nutrition anywhere, but, well, I've learned my whole situation with nutrition is that it's like cut and dry, black and white, one way or the other. So it's like every diet I've ever been on, it's like you have to be good on this diet, otherwise you're a bad person. And then I've been on every diet. I've been on Weight Watchers. I've been on Atkins. Now you call it keto. I did low fat. I did veganism. And really, what I'm discovering now is that one of the things that I find that has made this easier, and I know I've lost some weight, I just don't know how much because my scale broke, so I can't really tell you, is that I've noticed that when my eating is balanced, I feel so much better. So when I eat carbs and I eat fruit and I eat vegetables and I do eat a little bit of yogurt, I do know this about me personally. I can't really digest dairy very well, so I don't really drink it in my coffee, so I usually go with a soy-based creamer. But, I will periodically have cheese and I will have yogurt. When I do eat yogurt, I make sure that it's non-fat. So make sure that doesn't have any fat in it, because that's the thing that really gets me, because I'm also like having, I do have a fatty liver on top of having diabetes. So I'm a mess, but I'm a beautiful mess and I'm fixing it. At least I'm trying to. So I find that when I'm eating a balanced diet, like when I get the appropriate amount of everything, protein, carbs, fruit, vegetables, I actually do feel a lot better. And I noticed too that like I am losing weight, but I'm not losing it like you would. I will say when I went on Atkins back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, you lost a lot of weight and you lost it fast. And that's not really my end game now. I mean, I want to lose weight, but I'm not losing it as opposed to because of some sort of like vanity situation. I'm losing it because I'm trying to save my life. And I need to be here. I need to be here for my child. I need to be here for my husband. I need to be here. So that's why, in a way, I'm glad I got the neuropathy, because if I hadn't, I just kind of would have ignored every other symptom of the diabetes. I would have. Because if it's not something that you can physically feel, for me anyway, if it's not something that I could physically feel, because with the diabetes, I didn't physically feel anything until I got the neuropathy because of it. So if it's not anything that you can physically feel, you're not going to be motivated to try to fix it in any capacity. Like, you can be told, oh, your A1C is 8, or oh, you have really high blood pressure and you need to work out and you need to do this, that, and the other, otherwise you're going to, keel over and die. But because you don't actually feel any symptoms of that, I find it very difficult. I found it very hard to get motivated to try to fix it in any way, shape, or form. So at least now I'm in a headspace of wanting to get better. So that's where we are. I did want to touch on the whole, I don't know if anybody else saw this. My husband sent me an article about how metformin, which is a pharmaceutical that's given to a lot of type 2 diabetics because it's one of the first medicines that they try with you, that it is linked to cause cancer because it does have some carcinogens in it. I have not stopped taking it, only because you should never stop taking medicine, especially when you're especially in my situation. So, goals for this week. I gotta find a new doctor, gotta talk to them about, maybe finding a different medicine for me. The last time I talked to my doctor about it, she suggested insulin. I'm not really ready to go that route. But here's the thing. Fun fact about metformin is that it makes you very ill. It can give you some digestive issues, like you're in the bathroom a lot, and not trying to be gross, but I've had to invest in a lot of Imodium. But because of that, I have noticed, my blood sugar has gone down drastically. I am starting to feel better. I will say it also helps with your appetite, because it really does kind of curb your appetite. But I also will say that when you are a binge eater or an emotional eater such as you really have to work on other ways to get through the emotions. That has been a challenge, but I'm going to do a whole other video about that. Anyway, you guys, thanks for stopping by. I probably might shoot a couple more little scenes to wrap this up, but who knows? This might be where I end it. It probably will be. Anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you all have enjoyed my second day here as much as I have, but I hope everyone has a great holiday season, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, thanks guys. Peace out. Bye. I gotta tweeze my eyebrows. Maybe.